Morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is August 17th. It's a Monday. Welcome to Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, coming to you live from the Buffer Auger Flow studio. If you're looking to stay current on the top cyber news stories of the day while engaging with like-minded professionals who are all about support, inclusion, and empowerment, well, get a cup of coffee and get comfortable because you're in the right place. We're off and running on the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Let's go. Yes, that's right. Over the next hour, me and you are going to go through the top 8 cyber stories of the day, and I will give you the headline and the surface level story, but then I'll also go deeper, taking my 20 plus years of experience to give you additional insights or value. I don't know what the stories are. I literally don't know what I'm going to be saying, what the breakdown is. This is part of the charm of the show, and honestly,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time to do all this prep. Plus, it would be disingenuous. Like, oh, let me pull out this obscure fact about this story that you might want to know. No. Like, this is how real practitioners do it. This is just a instructor-led threat brief. Now, because it is instructor-led, there is value that you get beyond just the stories and leveling yourself up as a practitioner. You also get CPEs. Holla. Every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So do me a favor. Go in, claim your CPEs for today's episode. You can see here, if you do exclamation point CPE in chat, or you look at the link I'm about to drop, doink, there you go. You can put in your name, email, 2 check boxes, and hit this yellow button. And on September 1st, you will get an email from me with all of your August CPE credits. I do want to remind everybody, or not remind, but let everybody know, this weekend on Saturday, or maybe it was Sunday, I don't remember, whatever. I think it was Saturday. I sent an email out to everybody for the July CPEs. Now, weird, right? Because you're supposed to only get these on the first of the month. I had a bug in the code, which didn't make the checkbox, or excuse me, in the email you get, there's a button to get like a nice PDF that looks cool. It's like literally like the nice piece of evidence that you would send if you got audited. That button did not work in the emails I sent out on August 1st. So old Jerry went clickety-clackety and fixed the bug, and then it worked. So then I emailed everybody again, but I didn't want to spam everybody by sending another email. I did announce it on the Discord server. Anyways, the TLDR is I'm hopefully on September 1st, we can move from beta to production or full prod. Anyways, get your CPEs here. That's the TLDR. Now, if you're here for the first time, my friends, malware attorney likes the new CPE format. Very cool, my guy. Like it. If you're here for the first time, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer in chat. We have a special sound effect, a special emote. We've got all sorts of special things for you first timers, but we don't know you're here for the first time. So it would be weird for us to just be like, hi, Sierra Montgomery, welcome to the party, pal. When we know Sierra Montgomery's been here for a hot minute, okay? So let us know it's your first time live. Oh, I do want to say special shout out. If you are, okay, it's Bruno says first timer. Hold on, we gotta welcome it's Bruno properly. Ladies and gentlemen, it's _@ it's Bruno, so we got to make sure we get that. Let me open this in a new tab. There you go. Oh, double shot, it's Bruno. Hey, @ it's Bruno. Welcome to the party, pal. Woo! All right, hold on. You get a Ric Flair woo. You get welcome to the party, pal. You get the entire starter kit here. Give me a second. Doink. There we go. You double what? Welcome to the party. That's right. And then Ric Flair, what do you say? All right. Nice job. It's Bruno. I hope you have a great experience here with us today. I do want to say shout out. If you are working out right now, if you've got us on the TV, if your family's getting ready this morning, cooking eggs and making toast, and we're on the TV here with the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, if you're on the elliptical or the treadmill or whatever piece of exercise equipment, shout out to you. I know you can't get to the keyboard right now, but we see you. I played Magic with Dan Ulibarri, Mad Destroyer, the other day, and that's what he said. He said he's working out. So he's probably working out right now. So shout out to all you all. Also, Real Bilbo. I know he likes to get ready with Sarah. All right, yo. Every single day of the week has a special segment. Mondays is Simply Cyber's Community Member of the Week, sponsored by ThreatLocker. Takes a village. ThreatLocker understands the value of that, so they give me some money and I flip it, and I give the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week a bit of recognition plus a $100 prize. It's fun. Stay tuned at the mid-roll where I will introduce you to this week's Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. Excited. I got to meet this person at Black Hat. Had someone reach out to me and talk to me about this person. Just great person. I can't wait to introduce you. All right, CPEs, first timers, special event of the day. No, it's not a haircut day. For those, so really quickly, it's Bruno. You wouldn't know this because you're a first timer, but allow me to introduce you to some stuff. If I am wearing this hat, I don't wear this hat. I love this hat, but I don't wear the hat often on stream. If I'm wearing a hat, it indicates that I haven't showered yet today. I shower in the mornings. I'm dealing with an issue related to the Citadel that is living rent free in my head. And I got up and spent an hour plus this morning. I didn't finish handling that issue until 7:48. So I didn't have time. So anyways, this show is not possible without the support, love, and financial and, I guess, community support from the show sponsors. I also want to say shout out to you guys. There's 600 individual humans who are Simply Cyber YouTube channel squad members. Your name is green in chat, in the machine, Sierra Montgomery, DeLand Shark, Bruise and Hex, etc. You are sponsors, right? You all give $2 or $5 a month. It adds up. So I do want to say thank you, all of you, for supporting the channel with your membership fees, because effectively you're sponsors or patrons, whatever you want to say it is. But I do want to say shout out to the stream sponsors. Talk to you about Flare for a second. Guys, Flare is bringing the heat. You guys know it. Check it out. Dude, Flare continuously monitors the dark web and criminal underground to help you detect and respond to cybersecurity risks faster. If you would like, you can start a 2-week free trial right now and see what Flare has found on your organization. 8+ years of dark web data, constantly updated. Support from their threat intelligence experts who I've met. I did that SummerSlam event with them. They are phenomenal individuals. If you saw them at Black Hat, DEF CON, you know what I'm talking about. Go to simplycyber.io/Flare now and learn how Flare can absolutely help you understand what your organization's real exposure is. simplycyber.io/Flare. Links in the description below. I also want to say holla to ThreatLocker. I had a call with ThreatLocker on Friday. Do really enjoy those people over there. Been working with David specifically for years. He's hooking me up. ThreatLocker, cybersecurity solutions for endpoint, cloud, and network. Guys, the world's leading zero trust platform. Block everything else. Allow only what you need. This allows random scripts, random rogue code, malware, lookalike malware, malvertised malware, SEO engine poisoning malware. It doesn't run on your computers in your environment. It's awesome. Go to threatlocker.com. There's probably a link in the description that, like, if you click on it, it'll like tell them you came from Simply Cyber. I don't know. The important thing is that you just check out ThreatLocker. They got a great product. It all gets taken out in the wash. All right, guys, what I do need from you is I need you to get ready. I need you to be pumped for the news because it's about to go down. It's going timber. Get your Pitbull Shakira on. Guys, let's go. Do me a favor. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us all in an awesome way. See you guys at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, August 17th, 2026. I'm Steve Prentice. Maximum severity SAP Commerce Cloud.
Wait a minute. It was Kesha? No. Hold on. Timber, Pitbull. I've been living a lie. Do you know how many people I have said Shakira to? Completely incorrectly. Guys, I stopped developing culturally in 1999. I'm barely holding on by my fingernails when I pull a 2013 song reference out, okay? I had kids at that point. Kesha. So uncultured, Jerry.
Flaw now targeted in attacks. Following up on a story we covered last week, a maximum severity SAP Commerce Cloud remote code execution vulnerability that was patched 3 days ago is now being targeted in attacks, according to threat intelligence company Diffused. The CVE numbered flaw stems from, quote, an improper authorization weakness in the core data hub adapter extension for Commerce Cloud that threat actors without privileges can exploit in low-complexity attacks to execute arbitrary code, end quote. A spokesperson for SAP has confirmed that the company is aware of the condition, as reported by Diffused, and is investigating.
All right, real quick. It's Bruno, our first-timer, says he also stopped developing in 1999. So I think he might turn into a long-timer. All right. So, all right, couple things here. Number one, this is a vulnerability that we discussed last week. If you run an SAP, you know it. Commerce Cloud is just one feature of it. SAP is this massive ERP solution. It's like not the exact same thing, but like ServiceNow, where there's just like many modules. It's not like a single application. It's like a solution. This Commerce Cloud one had a flaw, pretty gross. It says max severity, which would lead me to believe it's unauthenticated remote code execution over the internet, which is always the worst. It's been patched. Okay, so hold on. Whoop, that was a misfired spicy. It's been patched. You gotta patch it. So it's been patched. So like, there's no reason not to patch it. However, I will say I don't blame vulnerability management analysts for not patching it yet. It is an SAP solution. Dude, you're like a bull in a china shop if you just like randomly start throwing patches at systems. You have to test them. You have to verify. You got to there's a whole reason that patch management is a process and not just like a button on your keyboard. It's being targeted in attacks for sure. Let's see. It does say low complexity attack. That's another thing to give consideration to when we're thinking about how bad a vulnerability is. The low complexity just means like what level of sophistication do you need in order to exploit this? I.e., like, do you have to be a nation state threat actor who can read base 64 like naturally, or can my 12-year-old with a point and fire script do this attack? You know what I mean? That's what the complexity is. Unfortunately, low is bad. Yeah, you can see here unauthenticated. It says default authentication client and then arbitrary code execution, which is always the bad. It says arbitrary code execution, and it's sure you can execute arbitrary code, like whatever you want. Realistically, arbitrary code execution simply means that threat actor is going to run a second stage payload, like pull down a second stage payload and just absolutely put on your machine like a pair of pants and start walking around. IT career questions. Zach Hill has entered the chat. What's up, my guy? SAP has released this security advisory. Here's the TLDR. I'll tell you two things. Number one, if you're running SAP Commerce Cloud, you must prioritize this immediately. Like, stop the stream. Stop the stream. Just hit pause. You come back. We'll be here. And go make sure you get this sorted out. Number two, and this is like for the people who like haven't worked in the industry yet or haven't worked on the vulnerability management side, you can't just easily patch this. Like, this could take weeks to patch. So now you've got an exposure window. It's not good. All right. So that's that basically. By the way, max severity. I saw someone put max headroom. For those who don't know, max, like in the late 90s, okay, this is what, like, everything was extreme. All right, just like to take you guys back to yesteryear for a minute. The X Games came out, like, I think the X Games came out like 94, 95. By the way, fun fact, started in Providence, Rhode Island. Whoa, my backyard. So everything was to the max. Code Red, Mountain Dew, extreme sports, max, everything. Everything was like whatever a product was, they would make another version of it that was to the max. It was like crazy what was going on in the 90s, man. Everything was to the extreme. Like, maybe I'll pull up something on Way Back Wednesday, but like it just, like, everything. Like this, like Warheads candy to the max, the most sour thing ever, the most sugary thing ever. So sick. All right, let's keep going.
New Mirai variant adds stealth capabilities to a botnet code. According to researchers at FortiGuard Labs, a Linux-based malware named EVOO1bot, that is spelled EVOOO number 1 and then BOT, adds new capabilities to Mirai botnet code that itself has been actively exploiting vulnerabilities in internet-facing hardware for at least a month. The malware targets routers and other hardware from Alcatel, D-Link, Mitsubishi Electric, Netgear, Tenda, and Telesquare. The researchers say unpatched bugs in those devices allow EVOO1bot to spread and activate. Its talents include, quote, encrypted communication with C2 servers, a scanner that identifies and skips honeypot devices for malicious traffic, and a sniffer that looks for default access credentials that haven't been changed since a device was put into service, end quote.
All right. Dude, I'm like, not that I'm going to get a shirt that says this, but by the way, oh my God, another part of the extreme culture, and Dan Reardon's got a meme for this, which I'm going to pull up, I'm sure. Like, even clothes, like, were to the max, like Jenko jeans. They were jeans, but they were extreme jeans, right? People like frosting their hair. Extreme hair color. Like, everything was extreme. All right, Mirai botnet. Dude, I'm going to have a shirt that says, like, I was there when Mirai first happened. The Mirai botnet code is a malware variant that came out in like the mid 2000 aughts. I think it was 2015, honestly. But anyways, a couple knuckleheads from Rutgers University wrote this code in order to have like the coolest Minecraft server. I'm not making this up. This is what happened. and the FBI sniffed him out because they thought that it was a Russian weapon. The kids released it on the internet, and ever since then, there have been Mirai variants. This is like a flu. Like it's just Mirai's never going to go away. Essentially, what it does is it looks for back when it first started, it would look for internet-facing assets that had default credentials, which still to this day works. Now, people have forked it and added, zero-day exploitation and other capabilities. So this is just another Mirai variant, okay? The whole point of it typically is to amass a network of bot computers, just thousands, tens of thousands, in some instance, hundreds of thousands of machines reporting into some type of C2. I do wonder from a threat actor perspective, if there's any red teamers, oh my God, if there's any red teamers in chat or pen testers, when you get like thousands of bots reporting in, is the same like panel? Do you use the same panel, or do you have like a panel for the panels? Because I can't imagine looking at a C2 interface with hundreds of thousands of compromised endpoints checking in. It just seems like it would be overwhelming. As always, Mirai is typically attacking IoT devices and network devices. You can see here the code was released in 2016, which is accurate. I think 2015 is when the kids were attacking the Minecraft servers and getting out of control. Multiple descendants. Yeah, so you can see that basically it's Mirai at its core, but people have just scaled it, right? So this particular instance, EVU1 bot, goes beyond the technical baselines of conventional Mirai delivered malware. It now has encrypted comms with C2, which is great, right? I'm sure other Mirai botnets have had that before. It looks for secure SSH and skips devices set up for honeypots. Here's the thing. Skipping devices set up as honeypots, that's quite tricky. Okay? Like, this is quite tricky, so I'm not quite sure how that is achieved. And then a sniffer that looks for default creds, which is that is the core Mirai botnet. What is it? Mirai botnet has a couple capabilities, but like sniffing around and looking for default creds, that's part of its like growth mechanism or its worming capability. All right. What do you do here, guys? Any internet facing assets should have higher, I guess risk scores for yourself. Any internet facing IoT devices, you absolutely need to change the default creds on, default admin creds. Also, increase logging on those devices, maybe put them through a choke point, right? So if you have like CCTV cameras or something, or some type of like networking devices that are internet facing, which is quite common, have them go through a choke point on your network, like through network segmentation and VLANs, so you can monitor that traffic and look for abnormal stuff. Pretty standard stuff. I will tell you this final thing. If you've never heard of Mirai, M-I-R-A-I, Mirai, then it would do you good to go spend 30 minutes reviewing it, and both the story behind Mirai, and you can look at the source code. The source code's on GitHub. You can go look at it. It's like literally public source malware. But it is a well-known, established storyline and malware in cybersecurity. So if you bring up Mirai with other professionals, like at a job interview or at a social mixer, they will know what you're talking about, right? Also, just note, I'm saying this out loud for a note to myself. The IBM documentary that I made for mainframes, a lot of people really liked that. If you haven't seen the mainframe documentary I made on Simply Cyber's YouTube channel, go check it out. It really is outperforming my other content because people seem to like that. I'm actually making like a documentary style video on the Colonial Pipeline, and I want to make a documentary style video on the Mirai botnet because I always talk about this Rutgers Minecraft story, and it's a good one. It's a fun one. So just know if you liked the documentary stuff, it's kind of like where my head's at right now. All right, let's keep cooking.
Shell investigates potential incident after Klopp data theft claims. Global oil giant.
I'm sorry, really quickly. I did promise this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what the 90s were. Look at these jeans, my guy. Woo! Jenko for the win. I never had him this big. This is not a real photo. This is a meme. I never had them this big, but I did have pretty big jeans, big enough that they could fit over a inline skate boot because I was an aggressive inline skater, hitting ramps and jumps, grinding, all those things.
Shell has confirmed that it is investigating a potential security incident after the Klopp ransomware gang claimed it stole 89 gigabytes of data. A recent post on Klopp's dark web data leak site says the allegedly stolen files include engineering drawings, scans of facility testing reports, photos of the facilities, and project plans. As opposed to being an isolated attack, Klopp lists Shell as one of 43 new victims possibly targeted in data theft attacks related to a CVE-numbered vulnerability. Other potential victims include General Electric and Philips.
Oh, all right. Dan, can I get the Klopp ransomware hockey jersey, please? I swear to God, if we ever make it big, like Pat McAfee style big, I'm going to see if I can like hire, you know, how like Pat McAfee or Howard Stern, like he's got like people who work as part of the show. Like I need Dan, you might be like the first hire if you want to quit your job and come work with the show if we ever get picked up big time, like for like ESPN. Like I need you right over there, Dan. So I can be like, Dan, the memes. All right, so really quickly, it's Bruno. If you didn't know, I don't condone or promote cybercrime. Like I'm in it for shutting these guys down, okay? But I do respect the talent on the threat actor side of the house. And of all of them, if I was going to, like the one I most identify with, the one that I definitely feel like if my moral compass broke, if I was pledging, if threat actors were fraternities and I was pledging or rushing a fraternity, I'm going Klopp ransomware all day. And Dan Reardon actually made a hockey jersey for me for because I'm always talking about how great Klopp is. Again, I don't support and don't endorse whatever Klopp ransomware. I think that they should be arrested, put in jail. But from a talent perspective, they are executing like fully like I would. Okay, like logical execution. So what do they do here? Shell Gasoline is a massive, massive organization. Klopp ransomware got them and several other companies, including Chevron. I'm sorry, not Chevron. They got engineering drawings, scans, photos, maybe not as valuable of information as Shell would have. Shell's a massive company. It looks like that Klopp did a technical exploitation on internet exposed PTC, Windchill, and Flex PLM instances, which allowed them to get in and steal sensitive data. Guys, this is it. Klopp ransomware's MO. They find a technical vulnerability, they exploit it at scale, and then Klopp ransomware has like the highest ROI. Like they don't mess around dabbling. Like they get right after it. Okay. So the vulnerability that was exploited had a patch coming out as of June 17th. On June 26th, 9 days later, CISA, like America's, threat intelligence agency, essentially, released a warning saying that there was heightened threat activity, which is code for we're seeing active exploitation by criminals. And then, like, here's the thing, man. Ransom ISAC pointed it out too. If you're not involved with Ransom ISAC, I would recommend doing it. Here's the deal. This is it. This vulnerability came out. If you had it, you had to patch it. If you waited, Clop ransomware weaponized it and exploited, exploited it, and now companies like Shell and others have had their data stolen. Now, I do want to point out one. Typically, Clop ransomware does not encrypt the systems of the victims, right? When we say ransomware, it used to be exclusively like encrypting your files so you can't use your computers. Then threat actors got a little bit more creative and they started exfiltrating all your files, then encrypting your data. And now some of them, like Clop, just exfiltrate your data and hold it ransom. You still are operationally up, but your data is out. That's what Clop's doing. So Shell is not technically down, but they do have a decision whether they're going to pay or not. The fact that Clop has released it on their victim site probably indicates, or it suggests that Shell has told them that they're not going to get money. So what do you need to know about this? What do you need to do? Well, first of all, if you work at Shell, you're pretty well aware of this already. But for everybody else in chat, number one, you must increase your awareness over vulnerability management and your exposure management. You can't, in 2026, AI is allowing threat actors to take vulnerabilities and patches from those vulnerabilities and very quickly reverse them to develop exploits, which means the window between vulnerability disclosure and active exploitation in the wild is compressing. We used to have time. We used to have weeks. We don't have that luxury anymore, which means if the threat actor, it's like essentially running a foot race, right? You are running a foot race with a criminal, except now the criminal has a dirt bike and you have your shoes tied together, right? Still the same race. You're still going to run the same distance. Just the threat actor has an incredibly strong advantage now because they're on like one of these e-bikes that the kids are whipping around the neighborhood like, mom, mom, mom. And you are not, you don't have a powered vehicle, right? You have shoes that are tied together and you're just like kind of shuffling like your shoes or should be Velcro. Okay. So what do you need to, all right, with this new reality, what you have to do is prioritize these patches. And frankly, this is why you must stay current on the top cyber news of the day. It's not so you can see my face or you know what I mean? It's literally so you find out about these things and you can take action. Listen, I'm not saying it sucks, but the reality is when you make the decision to work in cybersecurity, you don't always get the luxury of being like, oh, I'm going to take 2 weeks off and just when I get back, I'll deal with whatever happened. It's like that time window could lead to devastating exposure, which is why, I mean, we're not unreasonable. That's why you have backup plans and, call trees and, people and everything like that. But anyways, yeah. Clop ransomware. I see you.
France's tax agency confirms a data breach in sophisticated attack. This is a follow-up to an attack that occurred in late June. The Tax Administration Office for France has confirmed that a cyber attack exposed personal data of over 670,000 individuals and businesses. Tax officials described the attack as more sophisticated than anything they'd faced before. The data stolen did not include passwords or other forms of access to secure customer accounts, but did include the type of PII that assists in highly convincing phishing and social engineering campaigns. French tax authorities say the incident was more complex than cyber attacks they had faced in the past, although they did not elaborate.
All right. So Okay, number one, they say it was sophisticated. I mean, that's a subjective statement, just so we're all on the same page. Like, some people think that, like, firing off a Metasploit script is sophisticated, right? So they didn't elaborate, which means we can't judge them on whether or not we agree. But there is no definition for sophisticated in cybersecurity that I'm aware of. 700,000 French people had their data exfilled. Normally, this would, later become used as an input into other financially motivated attacks like identity theft, credit fraud, scamming, social engineering, etc. The stolen data doesn't grant access to the taxpayer's secure accounts. Yeah, of course not. They didn't steal passwords. They stole all the other metadata. But here's the thing. They did steal income figures, tax rate, family circumstances, which makes it pretty useful if you're going to be a social engineering criminal. Again, I am not the sharpest knife in the cutlery drawer. I'm not the sharpest tack. I'm not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. But listen, even I can figure out, if you give me a Excel spreadsheet with a person's name, email, phone number, and their income, if I'm an enterprising threat actor, if my moral compass was broken, I would sort by value and I would start at the top. Highest income person, let's go for you. It's all about ROI, my guy. You know what I mean?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't have time. Dude, I'm a busy guy. Everybody in chat's super busy. I don't have time to go picking peanuts out of elephant poop. I'll go for the whales. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, whatever. People got their data. Dude, in 2020, here's my thing, guys. If you want to be, this doesn't affect most of us, but what I will say is it could be the US IRS next week. It could be the United States Office of Personnel Management next week. It could be your employer next week. The thing to realize from this is that in 2026, you have to be suspicious of anyone who's texting you or calling you, because there's so much this data. Dude, I got a letter in the mail on Saturday from some company I never heard of, talking about how my data was involved in a breach from August 2025. Thanks a lot. And that they haven't seen any evidence of identity theft. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So this is the new norm we live in. AI is helping people move faster. Social engineering is getting better. Deep fakes is a thing, but fortunately, we're not seeing wholesale utility of the deep fake stuff, which is nice. But educate your end users, educate your friends and families, but do it in a cool way so you don't seem like you're a crackpot, and just let them know, guys, people are scammy out there. They're going to scam you.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Vanta.
Ugh.
Your GRC team is dealing with more and more frameworks, vendors, and risk. The board wants it all in one place, but your compliance data lives all over. Vanta's agentic trust platform connects compliance, risk, and trust at enterprise scale and delivers a 526% ROI over 3 years. More than 16,000 companies trust Vanta, including Snowflake, Atlassian, and Ramp. Visit vanta.com/CISO to learn more. That is VANTA.com/CISO.
All right. Here we go. All right. Hey, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We're at the mid-roll. I do want to say shout out to all of you. Thanks for being here. Cheddar Bob, my guy. As always, nice to see you. Thank you to the stream sponsors, ThreatLocker and Flare, we already heard from. Do want to say shout out and love to Anti-Siphon Training. Anti-Siphon Training, guys, if you attended the Age of AI Summit last week, I was able to attend part of it. Phenomenal experience. For those who don't know, this is how cool Anti-Siphon is. Hayden Covington gave a talk on building AI agents. And I like legit in chat was like, dude, I would pay money to attend a workshop where you show me how to build the agents you're building. And Hayden's like, that's cool. And I think he's going to, like, Hayden and I texted afterwards. And I think he's going to do it, which is exciting. Also, Ethan Robish gave a talk on how he's using AI to do software engineering. I wouldn't even have normally stayed for that talk, but it was the next talk. And dudes, like, unbelievable insight in software engineering in 2026. All of that and more was just coming out in buckets from Anti-Siphon. So they continue to deliver the heat. Now that is past. All of those talks are available on replay, of course. But if you're interested, you can go to antisiphonttraining.com and look at the current calendar of events. Today is August 17th. So look at this. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., you can learn agentic AI fundamentals for cyber professionals from, this is training for the event. Derek Banks and Brian Furman are giving a talk. Guys, $25 for a 4-hour course on agentic AI fundamentals for cyber pros. This is a no-brainer. If you can get, dude, sometimes it's like hard to get budget for training from your boss. If you're like, hey guy, I got this 4-hour training, unbelievable. It's only $25. Like your boss might think it's not even valuable. You just tell them if you want, you could be like, it's discounted to $25, right? Just so like it appears to be more expensive than it is. This is going to be great. Take you from what is an agent to running your own AI security agents. Again, real data. This is kind of like what I was asking Hayden to do. Come check it out. Link in the description, antisiphonttraining.com. Bunch of bosses over there. Guys, every single day of the week has a special segment. Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week is on Mondays. This is a sponsored event, so I look forward to giving out $100 either Amazon gift card or Simply Cyber merch shop gift card, winner's choice. I do want to, I've got some other, oh my God, I've got so much to share. But this week, I want to recognize our Simply Cyber community member. Now, I do have, all right, her name is Megan Chop, okay? Now, it just says MC here. Zuni Pueblo, Mexico. Hold on one second, I got my DMs open here. Listen, Chop, she goes by Chop. She doesn't have her picture here. I have a photo of her that we took together at Black Hat. I don't want to put it on stream because like she clearly doesn't have her photo in her profile, so I don't want to put her on like blast like that. But yeah, listen, she was a little bit shy. She went to Black Hat DEF CON for the first time ever, and she absolutely crushed it. The networking was awesome. She hit B-Sides, Black Hat, DEF CON, Flare, Simply Cyber Community Meetup. She literally changed her flight schedule to come to the meetup. She is involved in the Haiku nonprofit, and I might be saying that incorrectly, but this nonprofit, listen to the mission of this nonprofit. It's literally designed to get IT and cyber education in front of K through 12 children on the reservation where she is a part of. Leveling up the next generation. She's a really nice person. If you get a chance, do say hi to her. Also, she was handing out stickers. I can't find mine right now, but it says Script Kitty, and it was like a picture of her cat on a computer, kind of a play on words. So, ladies and gentlemen, your Simply Cyber community member, Chop. And Megan, please connect with me on Discord so I can get you your prize. All right, guys, let's finish strong, shall we?
Patchcord backdoor targets Afghan telecom and Indian critical infrastructure. Researchers at Acronis Threat Research Unit are warning about this compiled C/C++ implant delivered via Lures, including fake VPN installers impersonating Afghan telecom and telecom management tools. An analysis of the attack has also led to the discovery of another Go-based backdoor dubbed Sheetcord that uses Google Sheets for command and control communications. The malware has been found to be delivered via a domain impersonating India's National Informatics Center. The campaign appears to come from a Pakistan-aligned threat actor known as APT-36, also known as Transparent Tribe. Banking.
All right, hold on. There was a lot going on here. I was thinking this Citadel thing is like continuing to live rent free in my head. It's tough for me to focus here. All right, so it's targeting telecom and infrastructure. My first thought would be China. Although, like, I haven't really heard of China targeting Afghan or India. I mean, China and India are supposed to be BFFs, right? But basically Volt Typhoon, Salt Typhoon, Flax Typhoon, China-based threat actors have got pretty good experience compromising critical infrastructure, telecommunications specifically. Again, doesn't suggest or say anything in here that it would be related to the Chinese-based threat actors. They're using a C++ implant. Just means it's a compiled object-oriented binary. Nothing too crazy here. It uses Google Sheets for C2. Now that's cool. Remember, C2 command and control. This is how a threat actor interfaces with compromised endpoints in the environment. They don't they're not remoting into the endpoint and like manually doing things. They like scale it and use C2 to send command and control. Google Sheets, it's another way. Remember, no matter what, if a compromised endpoint can communicate with anything on the internet, then anything can be used as C2. Telegram channels, blockchain entries, Google Sheets. It's a kind of a clever little way to do it. Which, by the way, also indicates that Google might be able to interfere with the C2 traffic too. All right, what are we doing here? All right, so it looks to be Pakistani aligned threat actor. You don't hear too much about Pakistan threat actor group, but they do have one. Let's see. Okay, so it's got an explicit IP address for its C2 server. IP addresses can be changed very easily. So don't, you could throw this in your sim and just see if you are, Afghan based or India based cybersecurity professional. Here's what I would say about this. Okay. This is like, there's two things I want you to get from this story. Okay. Because many of us don't support defending, we don't work in Afghani-based telecom companies or Indian-based companies. I know we do have some members from India in the chat, but what I will say is the following. This story might not seem relevant today to you, but tomorrow it could say new flim-flam backdoor targets US-based transportation and Canadian-based infrastructure, right? Like it could switch tomorrow. So as a professional, a couple things. Number one, this is why you got to stay current, right? Is to understand whether or not there's been increased activity in your space. You can get it from news stories, but you should also investigate information sharing and analysis centers, or ISACs, as they're called. ISACs allow you early information. ISACs are typically invite-only communities where people are sharing sensitive information with each other ahead of time. So before the reporters get it, you find out about it. Gives you a little bit more time to respond to some type of threat before it's as I laid out earlier in the show. Like time is super valuable. Next thing to know, with this, IP addresses can be changed, but it does allow you the ability to go threat hunting in your environment, of course. Additionally, it's usually some type of lure that gets sent to victims, asking them to install fake VPN installers, saying that you're from the Afghan telecom communication tool place. So this is basically just an opportunity to educate your end users that they should be leery of any time installing something if they can't validate the identity of the sender, because this is how threat actors operate. of course. So, and then if you wanted, again, they are a sponsor, but this is a great example. ThreatLocker, like ThreatLocker's entire, I guess, promise or solution is allow what you need and block everything else by default. So in this instance, if you were to download a fake VPN installer and try to run it, even though you really think that you're talking to the telecommunication company or help desk or IT, and you really think that this is a VPN application you need to install, when you go to run it, it's not going to work because it's not going to be on the approved list. That's like why we do defense in depth and why you have backstop tools like ThreatLocker, for example. All right.
Hack investigation leads to arrests in Europe and Brazil. Multiple arrests this week were related to a hack that occurred in November 2023 and which drained an estimated 30 million euros, that's about $34.7 million, from German bank accounts. According to Germany's federal police agency, the BKA, 3 suspects were picked up in Europe and 4 others were arrested in Brazil, all on charges of fraud. The 2023 event allowed the hackers to make unauthorized withdrawals from bank accounts by exploiting a vulnerability in a payment provider, a technique that involved cloned payment cards.
Oh, yeah. Where's my break? There it is.
Regulators, mount up.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I love this. We're getting back to like classic 2014, 2015 cybercrime. Stolen credit card information, financial crime at its finest. You know, like I'm not saying like let's get in the yesteryear machine and like roll back the greatest hits, but like when ransomware came on the scene in 2017, threat actors just dropped like credit card related financial crime. Like it was, you know, the meme of the girlfriend. Hold on, a boyfriend meme. Hold on, boyfriend meme generator. Like this thing right here, like distracted boyfriend. Like, listen, this would be ransomware. I'm doing this on the fly. Okay, ransomware, and then threat actors, and then this would be credit card crime. This is it right here. Like I've just captured 2000. This is 2017 in a nutshell, right here, live. Unfiltered. This is what happened, my guy. And, you know, basically ransomware defense has gotten better. Backups are immutable. People are educated. Cyber insurance exists. And now threat actors are like getting less ROI for their crime. And they're moving back into the credit card cybercrime. So these Brazilian German group, we're basically stealing credit cards, cloning them, and then somehow cashing out on them. They would then launder the money through networks in Brazil and 4 European countries. Police were after it. These people are going to go to jail. Oh, yeah. Dude, authorities seized $20 million in financial assets, vehicles, and real estate. One of the people identified in the investigation was a candidate for elected office in 2024, using the stolen money to fund their campaign. Oh my. I'll tell you what, man, if you're a criminal, I don't know if running for public office when you're a criminal is like the best move. You know, I know like Spider-Man universe, like Fisk, right? Carlton Fisk or whatever his name was, ran for office. Like in a comic book, sure. But holy crap, dude, there was a 3D printer used to make weapons. Stand down. Anything in here about like how they did? So it doesn't really get into like how the crime was committed. This is just more about the operation. But they were basically cashing out people's online banking accounts. Gross.
New Zealand accuses China of spying through space agency facilities.
Probably true.
New Zealand's Security Intelligence Service, NZSIS, is claiming that Chinese companies are building space facilities on New Zealand soil to gather military intelligence. The accusation was made in the agency's annual Threat Environment Assessment. The country of New Zealand is enjoying a boom in space infrastructure due to its location, which allows for ideal tracking of satellites and space debris, as well as for conducting space-related scientific research. The report offers a case study of a China-based organization called Purple Mountain Observatory that has, quote, close links, end quote, to Beijing and tried to install ground-based space infrastructure in New Zealand that allegedly had the additional capability to collect intelligence of military value.
All right. So, I mean, whatever, dude. Like, this is clear. I mean, this doesn't feel like a cyber story at all. Like, this is like not a cyber story. All right, here's the TLDR. China used the allegedly, China set up a shell company in New Zealand to steal, military valuable intelligence from space. Dude, New Zealand, shout out to New Zealand, guys. Making some money, hosting the Lord of the Rings for about a decade, doing a good job during COVID. Remember that whole thing? The Prime Minister of New Zealand, like they didn't get infections for like a while. And now they're like a space hub. There's no cyber value here. Here's my thing, guy. Like, first world powers set up shell companies all the time, right? I'm sure, like most NGOs, not most, this is completely unsubstantiated. A lot of times NGOs are involved with CIA, right? At least in the things that I've seen. So who knows? You can't just be like you can't be xenophobic and be like, oh, you're Chinese, therefore you must be like committing espionage. I don't even know why this story's in here, honestly.
Vacation photos become new potential vector for targeted phishing. Researchers at McAfee Labs are warning of a new potential phishing technique that could analyze photographs posted to Facebook or Instagram and create fake, unusual activity warnings from spoofed bank or credit card company accounts. The researchers stated that an image with no mention of where it was taken and no metadata attached can still be identified by AI agents with up to 90% accuracy. This is done by honing in on the background, the architecture, the signage, or even the angle of the sunlight in the picture. The researchers warn that, as with all things internet, due diligence must be applied when receiving alert notices that carry an urgent message. Simply being careful enough to avoid telling your followers where you traveled is no longer enough.
All right, this is fine. Okay, so this is basically a bit of a evolution in the threat actor playbook on social engineering. This is nice. This is very, very specific. And honestly, I think it's pretty cool. Again, I don't promote, condone, endorse threat actor behavior, but I get it, and it's important to understand this. So the reality is you can tell a lot from pictures. A lot of people don't believe that you can get so much information from a picture, but like just the information in the visual picture itself, a lot of times can help someone identify exactly where that picture was taken, like in the location, and in some instances be able to tell you the time and day depending on shadows and the sun and all this other stuff. It's crazy. Michelle Khan has an OSINT course. If you've taken it, you know what I'm talking about. He has a lecture or a conference talk he does where he shows this just to give you perspective. One of the most coolest things I've ever seen. Michelle Khan was able to, you know how like people, like when you look out of an airplane window across middle America, many of us have done this. It just looks like farmland and it just looks all the same. He was able to get a photo from inside an airplane and tell someone exactly where it was. Okay. Gary Ruddle has been able, like, celebrities post pictures online. Gary Ruddle was able to find like where that picture was taken, right? So OSINT investigators regularly use this technique. Now, here's what you need to know. threat actors are now taking your photos when you post them online, right? Like, hey, like let me do this. Like, hey, what's up? Let me do a duck face, right? And here I am at the club, or here I am at this fancy restaurant, or here I am in front of the black hat sign, right? The threat actors scrub your account, and then they'll send you a text message instead of just saying like you missed a late toll booth thing, like in New Jersey when I never went to New Jersey. Now they're pairing it with that geolocation data to say, hey, hey Jerry, when you were in Vegas last week, there was some fraud at, whatever. Like, say I took a picture at a restaurant. There was some fraud detected at the Slice of Heaven pizza place in Vegas last week. That right there will trigger and seem like a more credible threat because I was at Slice of Vegas. I was in Vegas last week. Holy crap, this must be true, because a random person on the internet would have no idea that I was there. This seems like a magic trick or like a mentalist trick, and it will lead to people being compromised. So what you should do, if it were me, this is a great little nugget of information to share with your end users. And if you want to do like a big splashy thing, like it'd be easier if you worked at a smaller organization to do this, but go find someone like, Jan's, Instagram account or Bob's Facebook account or whatever, and grab a picture from when they were on vacation and like do this technique. And then you could just say, hey, listen, like if I sent you a note saying, you had some criminal activity, you may or may not believe it. Now, Bob, I bet you were in, Puerto Rico last week attending a wedding, not attending a wedding, because like that would be not relevant. You'd say, I know you were at Puerto Rico and you ate at this restaurant and there was fraud there. Like, wouldn't that feel a little bit more like kind of make it personalized? The whole reason you'd personalize things is because it's stickier for the end user to remember. All right. Let's go. Guys, no doubt that is the fastest hour in cybersecurity as always. Don't go anywhere because we have Cyber Career Hotline coming up in just a minute. If you have any questions, I've got answers. I'm definitely pumped to answer them for you. I'll also share some updates on Simply Cyber as a community and me. But if you got to get out of here, holla. Be sure to get your CPEs before you get out of here. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Thank you all so very much. Till next time, let's go into the Career Hotline.
I'm Dr. Gerald Auger. This is the Cyber Career Hotline. If you're building a career in cybersecurity, this show is for you. Let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cyber Career Hotline. I am your host, Jerry Guy, hence the glasses. I am a different person than Dr. Gerald Auger. That nerd. Oh my God, Dr. Gerald Auger, can you be more of a fanboy for Clop ransomware for real? All right. Oh, Sierra Montgomery points out that Simply Cyber Academy has the Michelle Kahn OSINT course I was talking about. Thank you, Sierra Montgomery. I am the worst marketer for my own business. I swear to God. Thank you. Go to academy.simplycyber.io if you want to check out that Michelle Kahn course that I referred to earlier. Couple quick updates. Number one, if you have any questions, put them in chat with a Q. We do this show for 30 minutes. It's a hidden program. Number two, and if you're still here at It's Bruno is our first timer today. It's Bruno. I'd like to know if you had a good experience with the daily cyber threat brief. Malware Trini's heading back to the dungeon. All right, Malware Trini, good to see you. Shamiria Gonzalez, good to see you. Number two, hold on. I had a bunch of things I wanted to update you guys on. CFPs for Simply CyberCon are wrapping up this week. We're going to be communicating that out. As soon as I get off the show today, I have to shower, obviously. But I'm going down to the Tides Folly Beach, the location. What's up, Kathy? Good to see you. Authentically Cyber, our friend Kathy Chambers. I'm going down to the Tides Folly Beach right after this to physically put eyes on the event venue for Simply CyberCon. I'll be posting some photos in the Simply CyberCon Discord server. A lot of people have been asking about this. In Vegas during the Simply Cyber meetup, I actually had a professional cinematographer or videographer film the party and make a piece of content that's great. I've really been reflecting on this. I am not going to publish it on YouTube or LinkedIn. However, I will be publishing it on the Simply Cyber Cafe YouTube channel. If people want to understand my reasoning for that, I'm happy to explain it to you. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I believe it is more appropriate on the Simply Cyber Cafe channel. So I will publish that and drop links to it on the Discord server, FYI. All right, let's get into it, guys. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. I asked It's Bruno if he enjoyed the show, and he replied, yo. So I don't know if that's good or bad, It's Bruno. Let me know. All right, guys, what do we got? How was your weekend? I played Magic with Mad Destroyer and Casually Joseph and Mad Destroyer's son. If you're wondering, absolutely got bamboozled. I got dummied the first game by Casually Joseph. All morning, I was sending Casually Joseph a bunch of taunting text messages, memes, telling him I was going to destroy him. And he took it personally. It was like Michael Jordan in that documentary. He took it personally. So he whipped my butt the first time, but I got him back the second game. All right. So first question coming in, Soulshine, what's new, Jerry guy? Doing these documentaries, I will tell you, I have some content coming out on YouTube and LinkedIn regarding Tenable. I spent some time at Tenable at Black Hat. I really like those guys. I like what they're about, and I like their personalities and stuff. So there's gonna be some content coming out on that. But the documentary stuff, I'm super excited about. I'm energized about it. All right, so It's Bruno says, yeah, Bruno, we're on like a 20-second delay. You said the show was like a cyber morning zoo? Morning drive radio show? Cool. I feel like that's what I'm going for. I appreciate that. Again, dude, I'm from the 80s and 90s, like drive time shows. Here we go. Farg Gaming. When managing a threat hunting program at an MSSP, managed security solutions provider, any ideas for managing customer context information like tech stack industry to help guide hunt planning and execution? Oof. I mean, if you can, I haven't ever worked at an MSSP. So if anyone in chat is at an MDR or an MSSP, do sound off in chat. But what I think you would need to do is have a good, almost like a CRM or customer resource management solution that has your clients, but then has their tech stack. So then you can easily, when threat intel comes in for SAP, right? For example, earlier today, there was a big story of SAP exploitation on their CloudCom package. Being able to quickly filter on what clients have that tech stack and then go threat hunting in it, I think that's the right move. Also, another way I could see it is having kind of like individuals who are like leads on major tech platforms, right? So like, you're the SAP guy or you're the Fortinet lady. The problem is, in my experience, when you give an individual like kind of the point person, if they leave, you kind of have a big problem. Like I've seen this specifically with payment card industry, PCI. Everywhere I've ever worked, there's always like the PCI person. And once one person becomes the PCI person, no one else really goes after it. And then when that person leaves, it's a huge hit. So I wish I had a better answer for you, Farg Gaming, but definitely sign up for those ISACs. And I think you have to tie it to the client in like some type of CRM solution. Oh, it's Bruno says the show's awesome. Hell yeah. I'll do a Ric Flair woo. Can one get past a PIP? I've never been on a PIP. I've never given a PIP. A PIP, by the way, for those who are unfamiliar with the term, is a personal or professional improvement plan. Effectively, in 2026, in this modern culture, instead of just firing someone outright, the move is to put them on a PIP and then fire them later, with the idea being that they wouldn't have a legal basis to argue because, there was an established trend of performance issues. I would say that there is a way to get past a PIP. However, I would say that in the most percentages, if you get on a PIP, chances are you're not going to get off of it, and you're on a ticking. You're on a time clock. You're on the clock before you get let go. Yeah. AGF here says a PIP means you need to start searching for a job. I would agree with that. If I was put on a PIP, I would appear to the company to be doing everything in order to get off the PIP and to do all the things. I will say this: if you ever get put on a PIP, make sure that there's very clear, measurable, objective goals to get off the PIP. That way it's not subjective. It's not like a PIP can't be like, oh, your performance has been poor lately, so we're going to say that to get off the PIP in 6 months, you have to do better. Like, what does that mean? You have to produce more. What does that mean, right? What you really need is you need to produce you have to close 20% more tickets, or you need to close on average 2,000 tickets a week, or you need to answer 300 help desk calls. Like, it needs to be measurable. That way you can't have someone with a vendetta or toxic coming after you, but chances are they're coming after you anyways. So all that is to do is to give you a little bit more time while you find a job. PIPs suck, man. What do you think about the value of city-scale cloud infrastructure? I don't know city-scale cloud infrastructure. Give me a second. City-scale cloud infrastructure. Oh my God, this is like an architecture design. Hold on, is this like a solution or is this I can't tell if this is like a solution or if this is a business. Local micro data centers process low latency tasks, large scale clouds. Yeah, okay. So this is basically kind of like a hybrid I'm sorry, you guys aren't looking at. This is like a hybrid architecture where a lot of load is done locally and then just results are pushed up. Fine. I think it's fine. I mean, any architecture is fine. It's like I'm fine with doing heavy loads locally and then pushing up to some cloud infrastructure results and stuff. It results in low latency. The entire reason, listen, whether you're doing fully in the cloud, fully on-prem, hybrid architecture, city-scale cloud, whatever your jam is, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is look at what are the performance issues if you're an IT person, and what are the security concerns if you're a cyber person like me and you, right? So if you're going to go with the city cloud infrastructure and combine cloud computing with distributed edge networks to manage urban IoT sensors, public safety systems, traffic grids, utilities, that's awesome. Do it. But just know if the process is being done locally on the device and then pushed up, Well, then now you've got to be concerned around like resiliency, right? So like if that device dies, you could just swap it with a new device, but if the processing is being done on the new device, is it configured right? Is it going to interface right? If it's just a stupid dumb device like an OT device that just measures temperature or up down or traffic light is green, red, yellow, the simplicity of that makes switching out the hardware incredibly easy, right? So this becomes a security thing, right? That's just the physical layer. Then we get into like, how is the traffic being pushed up? If all of the data is being processed locally, can any threat actor manipulate the data locally before it gets sent up? Can the data be manipulated in transit, right? If the receiving cloud infrastructure is assuming that the data coming from the locals is pre-approved, pre-validated, pre-everything, and a threat actor understands that, and you manipulate it local before it gets transmitted, now you've got an integrity issue with the data set. Again, I don't care if you're doing everything on-prem or everything in the cloud or something in between. You just look at your architecture and then start ripping through all the cybersecurity things. Dude, for this particular instance, I'm going to talk about one particular thing. It's pretty obscure, but I do think it's not only relevant right now. I hope it will help you remember and be educated on this. It's called the Macumber Cube. I haven't pulled this out in years. The old Macumber Cube, okay? The Macumber Cube from 1991. Oh yeah, get in here, early 9 days. Woo! All right, the Macumber Cube, and if you're listening on audio only, or you're driving and you can't see the stream, or you're watching on replay, you can see this. Basically, the Macumber Cube looks like a Rubik's Cube, a 3x3x3 cube, and one plane of the cube talks about security objectives, confidentiality, integrity, availability, which we love, first day of Security Plus. Then it talks about the three elements of where security programs look at: people, process, technology. Okay, in the Macumber Cube, it says human factors, policy, and practice, and technology. In 2026, we're going to upgrade that to people, process, and technology, because that's what it really is. They've just, in the 90s, they didn't get it yet, okay? And then we talk about the three states of data, right? Guys, we work in information security. Information is what we're securing, right? In cybersecurity, we also secure apps and physical stuff. But just, come on, stay with me, camera guy. The three states of data are storage, transmission, and processing. So basically, data at rest, data at use, and data in transit. So when you break it down, each little square of the cube, each little square of the Rubik's Cube is one intersection of those three things, and they're all covered here. So we are worried about the confidentiality of data at transit, in use, and in processing. We're also worried about integrity of those three things. But you can look at each three-part intersection and talk about how are we securing it? How are we meeting those security objectives, right? So for this example, just to pick a stupid one, how are we achieving confidentiality of our data at rest? So the confidentiality storage, technically speaking. So we can look at that intersection of confidentiality, storage, and technology, whether it's on-prem, hybrid, in the cloud, and specifically say what controls are we using to achieve that. And then we can look at confidentiality at rest on the process side. Like what are the rules? When do we encrypt things? When someone gets a new laptop, do we just roll out BitLocker, for example, right? So this is what's up. This Macumber Cube is a great way for you to like wrap your head around each dimension of like what we need to be thinking about as cyber professionals. This is like day 2 of GRC. The old Macumber Cube. Can I get squad members, please, if you have access to your emote tray, the more you know, the shooting star. I feel like the more you know is where we're at right now. The more you know. All right, let's keep going. Next question. 20-year law enforcement vet retiring to GRC. My man, welcome. You've got bachelor's in IT management, Sec Plus. You've got NIST. I don't know exactly what NIST you got. We'll assume NIST NIST cybersecurity framework. What's the missing high leverage skill to stand out? So Philip, the high leverage skill, it's not a technical skill. It really is communication, man. Soft skills. It's GRC. You're going to be talking to a lot of people. Right now, in my opinion, like a lot of people have a lot of what you have, right? You are standing out, by the way, okay? You are standing out. A lot of people have what you have. So the high leverage skill to stand out is actually like personal branding, relationship building, networking with other professionals. I know it's not obvious, but I'm telling you, it's the number one way to do it. Also, as a law enforcement veteran of 20 years, Philip, you actually I know you said GRC, but if you're interested, digital forensics is a huge field. And because you were in law enforcement, you already have, half of the Rosetta Stone on understanding policy, procedure, terminology, and everything around the digital forensics space if you wanted to jam into that. But you do understand criminals and threat actors. I would definitely leverage that experience in your positioning of yourself. But good on you. All right, continuing to look through chat. It's 9:21. I got 9 more minutes. A lot of people talking about the pips. I'm going to start moving through the questions a little fast. It's Bruno, first timer.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Any advice or networking at cyber events that are clearly business vendor first? I find it really hard to navigate. It's scheduled networking and not enjoying the craft CTFs. Oh, yeah. Well, a couple things. Number one, this is not exactly one-to-one, but I will do this. It's Bruno. Not exactly one-to-one. I'm going to give you 2 answers. But myself and 5 other content creators in the cyberspace, Insider PhD, Cybersecurity Bowtie, IT Career Questions, who's actually in chat right now, or he was, Tyler Ramsby of Hack Smarter, and Lindsay from Shield and Slay, we actually did a video on how you can crush these events. So it's not exactly what you're asking for, but I will provide it. And then I'll give you a more on the nose answer. So what I would recommend is a couple things. Number one, people love to talk about themselves. So ask a question like, hey, hey, what brings you here? Ask the person sitting next to you before the talk starts. Ask the person in the coffee line right next to you. If you hear someone talking to someone else about something, oh, did you hear about the Mirai botnet? Or, oh my God, whatever. The NFL season starts soon. Whatever it is, if there's something that you can vibe on with them, even if it's not cyber related, just kind of be like, hey, I'm sorry, were you guys talking about the NFL season? I'm sorry, were you guys talking about Mirai botnet? Yeah, we were. Yeah, I heard about that. And then instead of trying to inject yourself into it, you could be like, were there any updates since that news on Monday or whatever, and get them talking. And it basically, bring yourself into that conversation. And as soon as whatever the topic was that you were broke in with, right, the Mirai botnet NFL season, you could say, oh, yeah, that's great. Hey, by the way, it's Bruno. You guys work in cyber, right? That's what I would say. All right, 9:24. Soap flavored likes the Macumber cube. Yeah, I love it too, my guy. If you want, listen, I'm not demanding. This isn't even on the This isn't even on the book list. Why is my keyboard not working? Hold on 1 second. If you really want to go hard in the paint, okay? This is GRC Hardcore, and this book is $93, okay? You could see I bought this book. I bought this book in 2009 because that's how hardcore I am. But there's a whole book that you can use. This Macumber Cube has an entire like methodology book that you can use. So like what I did was like just a little teaser, like the amuse bouche, the ad that plays at the beginning of the video. If you want to go hard in the paint, this book tells you exactly how to deploy this methodology. Again, it's a $93 book, so you might want to get someone else to pay for it, but that's what's up. And I might, hold on, I got an affiliate link. Yeah, let's get some affiliate money. Woo! Purchasing this may result in a fee that I get. I'm joking. I get like, every month I get a letter from Amazon saying, you didn't make any money. Because I don't really push affiliate fees because I don't care. All right, continuing to look through chat. All right, I am going turbo. Sierra Montgomery, what 90s era attack would surprise today's defenders by how relevant its underlying still is? Oh my God. I mean, I don't know if it would surprise defenders. Like, but default creds. Or I bet you it's not impossible, Sierra, of having as a backup system, having a modem listening for a fallback dependency network path into a critical system over a modem, right? So if you can find that modem war dialing, yeah. Brandon says, Gerald, IP cyber question. If an original architecture has a USCO filing and it's SHA-256 of the preserved evidence, is that valid provenance integrity? What would you require independent to verify? So I mean, if you have like a patent, right? And you're saying you have a filing for it, the SHA-256 is excellent. I mean, I guess what I would say is, if I was trying to validate this, I should be able to calculate. The whole point of the SHA-256 or any kind of hash value is that somebody else can independently generate the same hash value and compare them, and they should be identical. So that's the final thing. And all you'd be able to do is validate that the original architecture filing from that time was consistent. It may not say that someone else hadn't done it before, that it had been stolen IP or whatever. I haven't dealt with this situation. I would, honestly, at this point, I would contact a intellectual property lawyer. I have one. Oddly enough, I do. But, the only thing I would say about this is that somebody independently should be able to calculate that same hash. Looking through chat. Good to see you guys. Nice way. I got to tell you, you guys make me feel good. Simply Cyber community. Like I said, I was dealing with I'm actively dealing with an issue at the Citadel that it's not really an issue. It's icky and I don't like it. All right. We've got 2 more minutes. And it looks like I'm caught up with all the questions. The Land Shark says beverage lights are a great place to meet folks. 100% there. I agree with that. Oh, I've got something awesome to share with everybody. Hey, by the way, this is why you should stay to the end, because I always forget. I am not the best. I'm not the best like promoter, marketer. Listen to this. This individual wishes to remain anonymous, okay? One of our Simply Cyber community members who wishes to remain anonymous has donate or has purchased and donated. He worked with me and Tyler. He has purchased 5 1-month all access memberships to the Hack Smarter platform. Hack Smarter is Tyler Ramsby's like cybersecurity training, learning platform. It's got amazing labs. Think it's competing with like Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, things like that. Really great. A lot of people have said a lot of nice things. This individual has donated 5. So we will be raffling these 5 off soon, like later this week, potentially. What I do want to do is I want to make sure that people who are not able to join us live, people who watch replay, people who listen on audio only, have an opportunity to enter this raffle, because those people usually get screwed. So stay tuned for that. 5 Hack Smarter 1-month all access memberships is the prizes. Stay tuned for that. I think what I'll do is like some type of sign up form, and then we'll pick the winners live, because it's fun to do that live. But you don't have to be live in order to win. You just have to have entered. So if anyone knows a platform to allow you to like enter that's like would fit this need, let me know. But anyways, thank you to that individual. I'll do a couple more questions. Tech Ricky says, good to see you, Jerry. It's been a minute. Yeah, it is good to see you too, Tech Ricky. I hope, are you going, let me know if you're going to Wild West Hackin' Fest or Simply CyberCon. I would look forward to seeing you. I usually see you at both of those, so holla. Oh my God. Hey, by the way, reminder, tomorrow is Tuesday, Tidbits Tuesday on the program. It's Bruno. You're not going to want to miss Tidbits Tuesday, my guy, because I got one for you. And we're going back into the Wayback Machine. Can't wait to share with you. All right. All right, guys, just some updates on Simply CyberCon. We're going to, I'm going down to the Tides Folly right now. I have to shower first, but after that. And, yeah. Cyber Ricky commenting about this stuff. I don't know. All right, guys. All right, there he goes. Tech Ricky says he'll be at both. High five. I will say this. If you're going to be at Wild West Hackin' Fest or Simply CyberCon, which is absolutely dope AF, Tech Ricky is somebody you need to meet. Appointment viewing. Code Brew, Ben Wilkins, really everybody in the community, but Tech Ricky and Code Brew, I think of them as like a WWF tag team. They're always together. Sage the Professor, how can I be more active in Discord? Share, answer questions, be helpful, share what you're working on. Oh, good. Oh, hey, another thing, more duck face selfies. Oh, Shimiria. I even put my hand on my hip. All right, guys, I gotta go. I want to say thank you so very much, y'all. It's been lovely. I enjoy this as part of my day. I hope you do too. For all those toweling off after their workout or cleaning up the dishes after breakfast, have a great day. For all those at work in lurker mode, have a great day. For all those who are in toxic situations and, kind of managing it, my heart goes out to you. I hope you have a good day. For all those who took the day off, hell yeah. Hope you have a great day. Be well, everyone. Until next time, stay secure.